Hi, my name is Phuong. I am an HR generalist working for a nonprofit organization. And my joke of the day, it's not my joke specifically, but it's something that I found very funny, amusing, and to show that HR generalists, human resource generalists, do have a sense of humor. This is not my joke, it's someone else's. I do not know who the author is, but here's the joke. An HR manager was knocked down tragically by a bus and was killed. Her soul arrived to the pearly gates where St. Peter welcomed her. "Before you get settled in," he said, "we have a little problem, you see. We never had an HR manager make it this far beyond, and we're not sure what to do with you." "Oh, I see," said the woman. "Can't you just let me in?" "Well, I'd like to," said St. Peter, "but I have higher orders. We're instructed to have a day in hell and a day in heaven, and then you are to choose where you elect to go for all eternity." "Actually, I think I prefer heaven," said the woman. "Sorry, we have rules." At which St. Peter put the HR manager into a downward bound elevator. As the door opens in hell, she steps out onto a beautiful golf course. In the distance was the country club. Around her were many friends, past fellow executives, all smartly dressed, happy and cheering for her. They ran up and kissed both sides of her cheeks, and they talked about the good old times. They played a perfect round of golf, and afterwards they went to the country club, where she enjoyed a superb steak and lobster dinner. She met the devil, who was actually rather nice, and she had a wonderful night telling jokes and dancing. Before she knew it, it was time to leave. Everyone shook her hand and waved goodbye as she stepped into the elevator. The elevator went back up to heaven, where St. Peter was waiting for her. "Now it's time to spend a day in heaven," he said. So she spent the next 24 hours lounging around on clouds, playing the harp and singing, which was almost as enjoyable as her day in hell. At the end of the day, St. Peter's returned. "So," he said, "you spent a day in hell and a day in heaven. Now you must choose between the two." The woman thought for a second and replied, "Well, heaven is certainly lovely, but I actually had a better time in hell. I choose hell." Accordingly, St. Peter's took her to the elevator again, and she went back down to hell. When the elevator doors opened, she found herself standing in the desolated wasteland, covered in garbage and filth. She saw her friends dressed in rags, picking up rubbish, putting it in old sacks. The devil approached her and put his arm around her. "I don't understand," stuttered the HR manager. "The other day I was here, and there was a golf course and a country club. We ate lobster, and we danced and had a wonderful time. Now all there is just dirty wasteland of garbage, and all my friends looks miserable." The devil simply looked at her and smiled. "Well, yesterday we were recruiting you, and today you're staff." Hope you enjoyed the joke. Thanks a lot.